Come over here.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lara. See if she can do it. Can you blow?
Okay.
Lara, blow.
Go. Blow.
Can you blow? Alright, Dave, you want to help her then? That's
Okay.
fine. A little harder.
There
Yay! Happy birthday!
You clap?
So today is Saturday and we're at the house for a full day of work. I'm standing in the breezeway because my sister is in the house vacuuming right now because we're going to be laying down some like carpenter's paper to protect the floors because we want to paint all of the ceilings today. That's the goal. And I'll show you what I bought, the paint that I'm going to be using for the ceilings. Alright, so we got one coat on half of the ceiling and it already looks so much better. The ceiling is like green before almost. So it looks so good. And then I have my handy paint cup and it's got a little magnet there to hold your paintbrush, which I'm not using, but I'm going around all the edges and painting the ceiling where the roller can't get to. So I am all covered in paint, but all of my helpers just left and we are done painting all the ceilings, which feels so amazing to be done. And it was just so wonderful to have the help. So it was me and my sister, 2 friends, and my brother, and we got all of the ceilings done in the whole house. And I got here around like 10:30. And now I think it's like 5. So in just a day's time, not even a full day, we got everything done. And me doing it by myself would have taken easily 4 or 5 times the amount of time. So I'm just over the moon that it's done and it looks so good. The sun's setting, so it's kind of hard to see. But it's just, I mean, it's just plain white ceilings, but it is making me so happy to have that all done. And then when we first started, we took down all of the air conditioning vent covers and I just spray painted them right here on the contractor paper that's on the floor. And then the floor guy also came and gave us a new quote to finish the floors, and it's half the price of what he originally quoted us. And he tested some stain on the floors, which I can show you. But he tested 2 stains here. So this is the one that I had a feeling that I wanted. This is dark walnut, and I've always loved dark walnut. It's a little bit dusty because we were walking on it, but I love it seeing it on our floors. And then this is provincial, and I do kind of like this part of it, but how it takes to some other types of, like, some of the boards take the color differently, so I don't like this. It's not really my style. This I like, but to run the risk of some of them coming out like this, I didn't want to risk that, but I do like that. But ultimately, this is really what I love, and this is what I want. So you can see a little bit of the old floors here, which might have been provincial, and this is the new dark walnut. Today is Monday the 20th. It's the first day of spring, and today was the Spring Goodwill Challenge Day. I did meet the plumber at the house in the morning, and he was working on the sink faucet and the shower. You guys saw the sink is now working. We have running water in our bathroom. Well, we have the toilet running, but the sink now has water. We can wash our hands in the bathroom. But also he put the shower like fixtures in, but there was a little bit of an issue with the tub assembly, I guess. It's probably this part right here. So he said, like, the water's running and everything, but we can't pull up the stopper to fill the tub because it's too deep, and he had to get a deeper part. But today is basically the last day. We'll be at the house with the floors sanded and unfinished because the floor guy is coming tomorrow and Tuesday. So this is the last time you will see the floors looking like this, and this is probably the last time I'm gonna be in the house for a little bit, because when the guy's working, you can't, sunny, you can't really, you know, walk on the floors, obviously. So this is probably the last time I'm gonna be in the house for quite a few days. I mean, we're gonna come back tonight because we have to put the mattresses in the basement. So these are the bags that I got. They had twin, full, and queen, king. Okay, I'm done wrapping them up, the mattresses. They are bags, and I was actually able to, this is actually the box spring for our queen bed, but it's two-piece, it's a two-piece box spring, and I was actually able to fit both of them into one of the twin bags. So I just put the third and final coat of paint on these cabinets. So I think they are ready for their top coats. And then my my doors that had the stained glass in them, I did get some glass cut for them. And I did wind up going with just plain glass. I didn't want to, I had some options to do like seated glass or something like that, but I just wound up going with just the plain glass. And a funny thing about the top coat, so I told you guys that I bought the Rust-Oleum top coat that goes with the chalked paint. So this is the chalked paint line that I got, and then they sell a matte top coat that's supposed to go with it, and I ordered it the day before the snowstorm, and I ordered it on Prime. It's supposed to be there in 2 days, but because of the snowstorm everything got delayed, and I waited until like the end of the week. I was supposed to get it on, I think, Wednesday. I waited till Saturday and it still wasn't delivered, so I actually did like the chat online. You can chat with an Amazon associate, and they said that it actually did get canceled and I got refunded. I just didn't realize. And that, you know, if I wanted to reorder it, I could, but after reading through a lot of your comments from some of you that actually used it and said that it yellowed the white paint, I was a little bit skeptical. I didn't really want to risk it, and since I had already bought it, I was gonna give it a try and see if, you know, it would have yellowed on my cabinets, but because it got canceled, I was like, you know what, let me just skip it all together, and I bought something else that a couple people recommended. So this is what I wound up buying instead, and this I just picked up at Lowe's, I think. Home Depot would have it too. And this is a water-based polyacrylic, and it says specifically that it doesn't yellow, and it's easy water cleanup, and I wound up getting the clear satin, and the other one I was getting was actually a matte. So I'm actually happy that that wound up not working, because I think a little bit of gloss is good for the kitchen so that it's wipeable. So I already used the top coat on the drawers. These I finished painting before I finished the cabinet doors, and I already did the top coat on it, so I sanded it lightly, and then just to like smooth out the paint, and then I put on the polyacrylic, and I really like how it turned out. This one, I did one coat of the polyacrylic just to test it, and then it dried, and then I tried to do a second coat, and I'm thinking you can't really do that, because if you can tell, maybe it's kind of bubbly, like very, very little bubbles. So I think that that's not a good idea to do 2 coats. So I did just do the 1 coat on these, and I think that it turned out really well. And I will show you my hardware, because I know I mentioned that last time. So today is Wednesday, and the floor guy has already had 2 full days at the house, so I'm really eager to go over there and check it out and see the progress that he's made. But also today, I mentioned this on Instagram, that I found some kitchen cabinets at a Habitat for Humanity restore that I completely stumbled upon. I was looking for just a thrift store, and when I pulled up, it was a restore and a thrift store. So that was such like a wonderful surprise that I found it. And then they had an entire set of kitchen cabinets in the like kitchen section. And at first I was like, I asked them if I could split it up, because I only needed some pieces for the island. We're trying to get some pieces for the island in the kitchen. But they said they didn't want to split it up. So I kind of left a little deflated, and I was like, oh man. But they were only asking $2.99 for the entire set of kitchen cabinets. So the more I thought about it, like I went home and told Dad about it, and I was talking to my parents about it, and I'm like, really, if I were to buy just 2 base cabinets for the island brand new, I easily would spend $300. Or I could spend that and get an entire set of kitchen cabinets that included 2 super tall like pantry cabinets, as well as like a bunch of other base cabinets and some wall cabinets. So I kept thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I could get the pieces I want for the island. I could get some pantry cabinets that we could use maybe like in the basement, in the laundry room. We could use some of the upper cabinets in like the garage. So I was like, you know what? For that price, I would rather get, you know, all of them and be able to use them all. Some of them, like I think 2 of the doors on some of them were like not in the best shape. But I mean, even if we just like discarded those, there still would be more than enough pieces to make that price worth it. So I called them this morning as soon as they opened at 9 a.m. and I asked them to hold them for me. So then me and my mom went there later, you know, this afternoon, and I bought them. I paid for them. We haven't picked them up yet because it's an entire set of solid wood cabinets, so we need some sort of vehicle to carry them. So Dan and my brother-in-law are gonna go and pick them up on Saturday. And the good thing is we can just put all the pieces in the basement at the new house because we have like Bilco doors that you can get down to the basement, so we don't have to go through the house, because I was a little worried, like, what are we even gonna do with all these cabinets? But we can you know, work on them even after we move in. We don't have to have the island done. I can do that after we move in, just like lay down a tarp and just paint it right there in the kitchen, because they are wood, so I'll need to paint it white. But, you know, assuming that all this painting goes well, and I like how it turns out, I can just do the same painting on the island. So I'm really excited about that. I thought the island might be something that we'd have to put off for a while until like we, you know, got settled and whatnot. So now I'm really happy that we'll have them just like in the house ready to go when we are ready to get to them. So let me show you the hardware for the cabinets, and then I'm gonna call it a vlog because I think I have like more than enough footage that I need to condense down. So thanks so much for watching this episode. Hopefully next episode the floor should be done. I mean, really, they should be, because I've been doing these like once a week or so. So I'm really excited to share that with you. So let me show you the hardware, but otherwise I will be talking to you in the next episode. Bye. Okay, so here's the hardware that we decided to go with. This is from Amarok, and I had to actually I had to order it from like a third-party website, because Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, everywhere that I tried to buy it, you could only buy 5 at a time, and I needed 15. So if I had placed 3 different orders, I would have had to pay shipping 3 times. So I didn't want to do that. And even with Amazon Prime, they were available, but I had to have like a minimum $25 order because it was an add-on item. So I wound up finding it from like, I think Pulls Direct. I don't know. I'll link to it in the description if you're interested. But I really like them. We had these at our old house, and I had one on our bathroom vanity, and then I had one, a longer one on our pantry, not our pantry, our linen closet in the hallway. So I knew I liked them, and I was searched for a bunch of different options, and ultimately decided, you know what, I really like them. They're nice and substantial, and they were a good deal, so I went with them. So these were the first ones that I bought, and I found these on Amazon. I love them, and I was like, you know what, I'll go with like the antique brass hardware. But then, you guys know, I couldn't find a pull to match, and then we would have had to paint the hinges, and it would be really hard to paint them to look like this. So I ultimately decided, you know what, I'm going to go with the Amarok that I like, and then I'm going to paint these black. So that's what I still plan to do. I bought the primer and the paint to paint them. I just haven't done it yet. And this is why I had to cover up the holes, because that whole set is different than what the drawers were. They both are this 3-inch spread. So this is what it's going to look like. Hopefully this doesn't knock it off balance here. Yeah, it might. Okay, let's see if I can do this without it tipping over. Okay, there we go. So that's what it's going to look like. It's sort of like a little mix of old and new, I think, because the cabinets kind of have this sort of, I don't know, antique-y kind of look to them. And then this sort of more sleek and modern will hopefully update the kitchen nicely. And then as for the drawers, this actually wound up working perfectly. So it sort of goes right in the center of the holes that I filled, and then, but it fits perfect inside this trim here. So I thought that looks perfect and meant to be. So that's going to be black, and that will be on the drawers, and then the other one's on the doors. But as for this little one, this was in that really strange tiny cabinet that's like to the left of our range, like our stove. I don't know if you guys remember. It's just this tiny little cabinet, and I don't know if I'm going to just get a knob to put here, because the Amarok does sell just a single knob that I could get, and I think I can get that just at Home Depot or whatever. Or I have more of these, and I could put it here, but it kind of like, you know, if I centered it, well, I guess if I centered it, you wouldn't be able to see the hole that was there. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Does that look weird? Like if I put it down any farther, you'd see the hole, which I could fill. I don't know, I just don't think it centers as well. on this as it does on the drawer. I could just get a knob. I think maybe that would be the better alternative, but let me know in the comments. What do you guys think?